A little something about Raymond. He's an investor in stocks and rentals. He wants no money from you, no bait and switch, nothing. Here's what he's going to do. He's going to log into his personal account, share real estate property documents, and give you suggestions on what to read.
All right, we are going to walk into a newly vacant unit that I have. And I am going to talk about what the tenant has messed up. And I'm going to do this room by room. And I'm also going to point out some other things in a second and maybe a third part video of, as a landlord, what you guys can do to make sure you have a moneymaker, make sure you're happy, make sure your tenants are happy. So right now, we are in the living room, and this tenant was a long-term tenant for over 5.5 years, never been late. And one of the things I suggest to landlords, if you have a long-term tenant, the tenant has been a good tenant and never missed a rent payment, never was late, I always give them leeway when they move out. So in other words, I don't go through with a magnifying glass and say, I'm dinging you for this, I'm dinging you for that. It has to be some very obvious stuff. So you're going to see a lot of stuff in the video that will not be deducted from his deposit. So let's start this off. So here is a blind, and the blind is broken, as you can see right here. So I will deduct the cost of a new blind from his deposit. You can see some nicks on the wall right here. I will not deduct. Again, this is a long-term tenant. This tenant has been here for 5.5 years. This I consider normal wear and tear. Again, we have more right here, here. This is something that I will deduct from. I always tell my tenants when they move in, here's a hole right here in the floor, and I believe that whoever installed their cable, so it was probably Xfinity or AT&T, they wanted to do it the easiest way. They decided to drill a hole in the floor to run this cable. My tenant made a mistake. In my lease, I tell all my tenants that when you get ready to have cable or internet installed, please call me so I can come out to the property and work with the installer, because I don't want them drilling unnecessary holes. Once you've been in this game long enough, you're going to find out that there are different types of installers. You got the good ones and you got the bad ones. You got the sloppy ones and you got the one that take their time. And if you get a bad or sloppy installer, they just want to do the job as quick as possible and get the hell out. So I will ding him for the hole because he didn't call me, so I can work with the installer to get his cable in. I wouldn't allow the installer to do what they did with that hole. Let's look up at the ceiling. This was like this when he moved in. This paint, I couldn't get it to match. We also have this part over here. I did that. I couldn't get it to match. So just pointing out things like that, this is a nice apartment. It's not perfect, and it's very, very nice for the price point that I rent at. I get no complaints. All right, so let's go into the kitchen. So we are in the kitchen. And again, the kitchen is in decent shape. I noticed that the stove, this is off track. I haven't tried to do anything yet, so I don't know if it's just a matter of me getting it back on track or if it's broken. If it's broken, he will get dinged for that. The fire extinguisher, I installed these in all my units. This one is on empty, if you guys can see that. So that means he used it. He didn't notify me that he used it. So I always recommend, as a landlord, you want to get inside your units. I do it once a month. but whatever frequency you like, and just go over safety items. Because if I would have known that this was used, I would have replaced it right away. This is another blind. If you can see here, it's broken. I can't fix that. You got missing louvers. You see here, it's broken. He's gonna get dinged for that. There's chip paint on the door. He will not get dinged for the chip paint because what he did is that he decided to tape up the door. I guess if the door was drafty. He didn't notify me of the issue, but when he moved out, I noticed that the tape was there, and when I pulled it off, this is what happened. But again, this is a long-term tenant, a good tenant. He will not get dinged for any paint issues. Let's talk about cleanliness. I told him that he needed to clean the unit as he found it when he moved in, and he didn't do a good job at cleaning, so he's going to be charged a fee for me to go ahead and mop the floor, clean the floor, whatever I need to do. And I do want to point this out. I have a checklist, and I'm going to talk about that in part 2 of the video and tell you how I use that and how that helps you as a landlord decide what's going on with your property, and you can compare it from when they moved in until they moved out. The ceiling fan. There is a dome, glass dome that should be here. That dome is missing, broken, I don't know. And if I can't find the dome, they're gonna have to pay the cost for a brand new ceiling fan. So they will have a deduction for the ceiling fan. This room is an HVAC, no issues. We're in the downstairs bathroom. They broke the toilet paper rack. He's going to be dinged for that. That should be right here. How they broke it, I don't know. Somebody was rushing to go to the bathroom, had to wipe real fast and hard. So that's a new one. I never had a metal toilet paper rack break before. So they're going to be dinged for that. Here's a medicine cabinet. I guess the wood look or whatever this is kind of faded away. But again, this tenant has been here 5.5 years. I'm not going to ding him for that. The shelving is still there. No issues. He's going to get dinged for the light fixture, the bulb, the protection bulb that's missing. If I can't replace it, he's going to have to pay for a brand new fixture. And again, all this stuff is itemized on this checklist. I will talk about that in part 2 of the video. Here's a room that has the hot water tank. No issues. The floor was like this. So no dings here. Let's go upstairs. Oh, let's look at the closet. Closet. Everything's here. No issues. Here's the steps. No issues. Handrail is still solid. No issues there. Closet, 2 shelves, no issues. Smoke detector should be right here. It's missing. Here's a light fixture. I hope this is just a bulb outage. So he won't be dinged for that. It should be easy. Just put a new bulb in there. Here's a bedroom. The floor. These are scratches in the floor. This is vinyl flooring, so it's not like I can take a sander or anything and get this out. He will not have deductions for this. And again, the reason why, this is a long-term tenant. He's been in my unit for 5.5 years. And he's never missed a payment, always paid on time. Let me give an example. Let's say I had a tenant and they only stayed here 1 year. They fulfilled their lease. Even if they paid on time after 1 year, I wouldn't expect anything like this. So that tenant would be dinged. This should have a glass dome on it. And I found the dome over here. So why they don't have it up, I don't know, but I will do a test fit to see if it still will mount to the ceiling fan. If not, and I can't get it, and I can't fix it, they're going to be dinged for that. Here, if you can see this, this is the blind. The entire blind is missing. So they're going to be dinged for that. This outlet here, I'm gonna have to test it to make sure it still works, but the housing on the outlet is cracked. They're gonna be dinged for that. Again, I don't do anything for paint. Any paint issues, there's no dings for that. I will be painting the entire unit. All right, let's move to the bathroom. All right, same thing. Somebody, when they had to go, they had to go. They had diarrhea or something, but this should be like this. This is metal. I've had these in my house for over 10 years, and I have not broken one of them. So, the middle bulb is out. I'm assuming I just need to change the bulb. However, if I put a new bulb in and it doesn't work, they're going to be dinged for the light fixture. There's, again, paint issues. They're not going to be dinged for the paint. The ceiling was not like this when they moved in. My best guess is that they like to have hot showers, and the steam from the shower made the ceiling peel. So I'm not dinging them for that. I've had this happen in other units. It's just a matter of me doing whatever I need to do to make the repair. So no dings for that. I also want to point out that there are no leaks coming from any of the faucets. If there were any leaks, I would not ding them for leaks. The faucets are the same condition as when they moved in. There was no dripping water. However, let's say that they moved out and I noticed a leak or dripping water. And then when I turn the handles, if the handles were loose and like somebody just went crazy, then, I would ding them for that. But these are in good condition, no dings. All right, let's go to the other bedroom. So again, with the ceiling fan, they removed the glass housing. It is actually right there. So I hope I can put it back. If not, they're going to be dinged for the replacement of the glass housing or an entire new ceiling fan. The shade, everything else appears to be good. So for me to be here for over 5.5 years in the condition that they left it in, this is an excellent tenant. I don't think I'm going to be dinging them for too much stuff. I don't know what the price will be once I add it up, but I hope I can get a tenant just as good or even better. All right, stay tuned for part 2. I'm out. StocksandRentals.com. Peace.